Okay, guys, this is week 8, dichotomous keys. Mr. Hayden, we're going to go over basically some parts of how to look at it and what it is that we're talking about. It sounds like a really super Latin Greek term, so it sounds hard, but it's really a super simple concept that it's really hard for people to get for some reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get through it. The essential question will be there for you guys. We'll go through it. There'll be questions at the end. If you have any questions, we'll answer it. And I'll be cutting you guys off short, so the people on the in-face person will get their lab taken care of since they showed up. Thank you very much for everyone who showed up. By the way, there's more people here in person than there's online. I'm just throwing it out there. And we go. Good. Next, please. Okay, essential question. The essential question is basically, how do scientists use these dichotomous keys to determine a specific species or plant? Like, what the heck is this thing? You're talking about these keys. Is it like a quick set key, or is it a key you get at Home Depot? Can I make copies of it? Or what is it? And the word dichotomous is just like a weird word. So let's just break it down. It's questions that are very simple that you ask to figure out what it is. That's all it is. That's really all it is. It's picking something out of a whole bunch. And it's like, well, you have to ask questions to get to that point. All right? So I'll leave it on there for a second so you all can write it down. All right. And I'm super tall. Anyway, okay. All right. So let's keep going. So let's look and see what this bad boy actually is. By the way, you can go back for me to write it down or whatever. I can go back. All right. So again, how is life organized? Life is organized by obviously cells, which you hopefully already know this, all the way up to full-on species, individual organisms, things like that. Next. But what if I want to actually find out what the heck it is? So example, we can get this because the online people are really holding us back. But we can even just walk out in the middle of the field and be like, what is that? What does that leaf? Or what is that plant? And you're like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I don't know what it is. I'm not botanist. But you can ask yourself questions based on certain categories, like, what color is it? Is it green? Yes. You get rid of every color that's not green. It's not it. So you just focus on green plants. Okay, well, is it? It's a round feather or bush. We're not going to talk about that. Round leaves. Well, no, it doesn't. So all round leaves are gone. It's just the ones that aren't round. And you keep asking questions until you get down to, oh, that's what it is. Cool. Let's keep walking. And then, that's all it is. Just asking questions. And we're going to do a game that actually has to do with that next. Okay, so here's the actual definition. Dichotomous key is a tool that allows the user to identify items, plants, or animals in the natural world based on their characteristics, what they look like. So example, in this room, if I had, I don't know, say that they said, pick someone in your room, but don't pick someone in this room, but don't tell me who it is. Just pick someone. Okay. Don't turn around and take a look at her, because that was her.
I didn't look at her. I was so there.
All right, so you turn around. So you see someone to pick. Now, if I'm like, who do we pick? Now I ask the question, is it a boy or a girl? Okay, I'm sorry, is it a boy? Okay, so all boys would be gone. I don't have to look at you anymore. But I don't have to look at you. I'm just looking at the girl. So I'm like, okay, so it's boom, 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 boom. So I only have now, I just cut it in half. All the choices are gone. Like, I have half the choices. No, that's not a very good one. Like, right now, say, it's brown hair. It's like, well, nothing. Obviously, you're the person. Brown hair. Okay, here. Does she have a white shirt on? Fan of your face. Okay, so it's just between you two. Does she have shorts on?
Yeah.
She.
I had to look at it.
She's like, I don't know. Boom. And it's the video I was talking about. See, I just asked a very simple question here. Are you? Now, you're the plow right now. And all the rest are out of the way. But, we found what it was. So there it is. That's how we do this. That's the type of things you have to do. Next. You have to ask a very simple question of, is it this or is it that? It's this. And boom, you can get rid of the other ones. All right, so I'm going to borrow this off the internet, so I didn't do it. Go next. Borrowed. Professionally borrowed. All right, so example, like it says, how do you use this? I kind of did it in person, but okay. So let's use, next, go next. Okay. So example, say I chose this particular, oh my gosh, I can't believe you interrupted me. I'm totally sorry. You know I don't care. All right, so you take this one. So, I mean, look at this characteristic. Do you even know what this is? No, it's probably not really a lot. Do you know this? No. No, you don't know that person? What is that? All right, so there you go. So the question is like, well, what questions do I ask next? Okay. So one of the questions is, A, does this class, I mean, if you're trying to categorize instead of all of them, you say, well, does it have one eye or two eyes? Go back 2 spaces. I think it's 2. Next. So you look at this and go, does it have one eye or two eyes? Well, the question is that if you're trying to get one, then you can just say, yeah, it does one eye. You take this one, and this one. And this one, you go gone. You could have asked, it has, does it, or you don't ask the question of how many, ears does it have, because it's too broad. You want to have very specific kind of a yes or no type questions. So, an example, like, does it have, I think the eyes is the first, and then after you break down the eye, then you probably want to go to the ears. And you can figure out exactly which one it is. Just ask some questions. So go ahead. Okay, so if B is true, then you go down and you ask another question. All the A's are gone. Then you separate what you need to separate, and that's one reason in the lab you guys have B. You're going to lay them out. You're going to group up with someone, you're going to lay these out, and we're going to go through and ask questions. And based on the answer, you're going to move, okay, not those, it's this. Okay, not those, it's this. And based on whatever it finally gets to an answer, you would write down the species name. It'll make more sense when we get into it, but it's all it is asking questions. Next. Next. Okay, so as you go down, you have a question, boom, yes, no, yes, no. As you go down further, you go to this one. Finally, like the last part would be, does it have one or more antennas? Does it have no antenna? And then you say, yes, it's true, it does have an antenna. And then I would go to step 6, next. And then you know their name. Hello, my name is Steve. He is always the answer. Always, right? Next. So if you look at this again, and you keep going, go. Say, okay, you look at this bad boy, you say, okay, I'm picking that one. Now you start asking questions. Does it have one eye or two eyes? Next. Okay, you can ask all these questions for every single animal you see up here. So example, you pick one, does it have an exoskeleton? Yes. Go to number 2. Does it have a round body? Yes. Go to number 3. You just continue to ask questions until you start categorizing them out. That's what we're going to do here. When we get to this, we're going to have a whole bunch of questions. We're going to categorize each one of these based on, or you can come down to smaller ones. Next. Okay? So if you need to make a key, you have to basically use very, very specific characteristics. For example, is it flowers? Does the flowers change during the season? Very broad things that are universal, not very specific. Does it have a black spot right there on the 3rd leaf? That's not broad enough. You might ask things like they're very broad. Does it have needles? Is it a big leaf? Is it a small leaf? Does it have 3 branches coming off of it? Does it only have 1 branch off it? When we talk about flowers or plants specifically, those are things you want to ask you to separate them out. So we'll go next. Okay, so this is what a key looks like. So this is what ours are going to kind of look like. We'll start with a very broad thing like flower, no flower. If it says yes, it's a flower, that's the only one on your list that happens to have a flower, there it is. It's the angiosperm. Then you say it's no, it's without a flower. You go to step 2. Does it have is it seedless or does it bear seeds? Then you have to look at it. Does it look like there's seeds on there? Well, yes, there are seeds. Well, then you have a gymnosperm. No, it's seedless. Go to number 4. Okay. The plant bodies do not agree. You just ask these questions. Now, these questions are hard at first, but we're going to go through and kind of ask those questions together in person when we do the lab. Okay, and you can just make your way down next. This is another way of looking at it. If each one of those branches, or each one of those breaks in the line are a question. So example, with flowers, without flowers, break it apart. Okay, these non-flowering ones here. You ask the question, non-flowering or flowering? Seedless or seeds? You go seedless, it's only these. If you go seed bearing, it's only this one. And you're breaking them down further and further and further. It's kind of in like a taxonomy, how they break those down. As you ask questions, as you direct, it's almost very similar to that, but specifically to try to get the species named as you get the questions answered. Next. Okay. So here, let's see. In general, these are just very, very broad questions you can even ask at all. More biotic is what you really want to pay attention to. More of like, what does it look like? How does it reproduce? How does it develop? What kind of stimulus does it have? What kind of adaptations does it make? What kind of cells is it made up of? Those are the type of questions you ask to be able to break it down further and further. Next. This is better. Maybe the music is cool. All right, this is very shorthand, very big main ideas. It's basically breaking down, for example, all of these right here that you see in front of you, or you will see, will be broken down by species with questions. That's all we're doing. Next. Now, if people online have any questions, please ask them. If not, go ahead and take the essential question, go put it in the Dropbox, answer it, and you can go ahead and take off for today. In person, we're going to go ahead and actually get the lab taken care of. Good? All right, go ahead and take off. Have a good rest of your day.